Hi, everyone. In today's session, I'm going to discuss about xarg on Linux Rocky platform. We have covered demo or tutorials on how-tos for other commands on Linux Red Hat, Linux Ubuntu. And today's session, I'm going to cover xargs on a Linux Rocky version. Rocky is a very, very good operating system. It is a replacement for CentOS, which it was the Community Enterprise Edition that went end of life due to some issue with Red Hat not supporting it, and then Rocky separated, and Rocky is now the CentOS version replacement. So we're going to discuss this one on Rocky 9.2, as you can see here. I'm going to just have this tutorial in interactive mode, which is real time. And the xarg command could be used on any Linux or Unix platform. It just gets installed on the system when you run the operating system, whether it's Rocky or Red Hat or Ubuntu. Each one of them, they supported the xarg command is very useful. It is just, as the name stands for, it is a replacement for the name of the arguments. Whatever is access there is access, just a replacement for the arguments. So whatever as the result of the standard input that comes in to the argument of xargs will run the second command or the command after following xarg. I will show you the exact syntax after when we do this one. And this video is one of the tutorial on how to do xarg. So I'm just saying what is xarg, and then I'll show you how to use it. And this tutorial is going to help you to learn a Linux platform, and then you could do development on Linux, or you could be a student, or you could just learn it for your job. That's whatever is the need. These kind of videos are brought to you at MyWebUniversity, which is my YouTube channel, which is on youtube.com. So I'm going to thank you for watching our channel, which is MyWebUniversity again. And these are the videos that have been posted already. The videos keep growing, and you just are welcome to subscribe, join our channel, and then support us. And then at the same time, I support you to enhance your career and get educated for whatever computer science related topics that interest you the most. So this is also the website that I built online that is there. This book, I wrote it for the Direct Path to Linux Ubuntu. The whole book, 13 chapters online. You can practice them. And if you are interested in learning Rocky Linux, the whole Linux Rocky manual pages is there. You just have to go to this PDF files. There's section by section, all the 11,000 PDF files, or section 1 through 9 are there. Whichever one is interest you, and then just go like search for it. Let's say xargs is the one of the command that you're learning. You just click on it here. You just go there, and then obviously these are banners. Let me just say you click on it, and then the PDF file opens up, and then the advertisement, you can click on it. It's from Google, or you can just read the PDF file. So these are all PDF for free available online that I wrote in Python and generated this PDF file for you in a nice table format. You can do it. And if you're looking for a Red Hat version of it, just come in here and say Red Hat Enterprise. And this one is about 12,000 something. All these PDF files are there. Again, let's say you're looking for xargs, and then you type in xargs, and then it's there. Notice the PDF file has a different header, which is saying that I give full credit to MyWebUniversity.com, which is my website, Python programming language, Red Hat manual pages, and free PDF module that I wrote the program and in Python. So, and then the storage, everything is hosted on MyWebUniversity.com. Thanks to my generosity that I'm doing all of this. Thousands of people are going to benefit it from it. And then the same thing, if you're looking for Linux Ubuntu, you could get that information on Linux Ubuntu also, about 6,000 or 7,000 technical documentation. The CF xarg is going to show that one also, yes. And then this is available here. At the meantime, on chapter 12 of my book, I wrote PDF files, so you don't have to go to search or on it. You could just go on chapter 12 and then a list of commands that are there. If you didn't know the command, let's say by default, I give you bash, then you click on the submit, and then I'll generate the bash PDF file, and then you just click on it and you start reading. Similarly, if you are looking for xarg, you just type in xarg here, xargs, and then just search for it and then submit it. On the chapter 12, this one is a little bit more better in terms of documentation, because a lot of the documentation is available, including things that are not part of the OS. So for example, if you're looking for Docker or maybe MySQL, MySQL MySQL dump, or Node.js, or some other ones, I just installed it on there, those ones, and then created a PDF file for you there. And also they have the URL, which are nice thing to do. So since I wrote my Python program to generate this one in a PostScript, then you could just click on the PDF files, the link, and then it takes you to the page that you want to go, gnu.org, and then go further. So its code reusability is really useful on this documentation. Like here, this one is gnu.org groups find utils. So some of the tools that are there, I mentioned Node.js, for example. If you come in on this one and just say, let me get into Node.js and PM or something that you could search for, you could just search for NPM and PX, everything, it's there. You just find it there. And then if you're interested to further get yourself help, and just go to that one, and it will take you to the GitHub repository or whatever is the Node.js API, for example, or nodejs.org, and then from there you can go to downloads and other documentation. But let's just come back to the Rocky operating system, and then I'll show you how to use the xarg command. So in order to learn xarg, I already started the VM running Rocky Linux 9.2, and right now currently it is waiting for the screensaver to kick in. So I'm going to provide my password, and it should take me to the system once I type in the password correctly, and I am there. So if I clear my screen, say cut etc Rocky dash release, you can see it is 9.2. If I want to know more information than just that one, I could say OS dash release, and it gives me all the information. So if I just maybe make this one a little bit bigger, that way you can see it all the way, all the information there. And it is Rocky 9.2. So some of this information, I could just say, for example, there's a file called etc password, as you know. And then on the password file, for example, let me just make this a screen a little bit wider, so you can see some of the field. So if I tag the contents of etc password file, you can see there's a lot of information there that are there. But they're separated by They're columns separated by fields separated by column. So if I just say clear screen and say awk minus f, and then just say the separated awk itself is usually separated by blank space. But if I say the field separated is colon, and then I say print it, print $0, and then $1, let's say I want to just get only the username, and there from etc password file, you can get all that information there. At the same time, if I just do the, instead of awk doing that one, if I don't do the field separator, notice that this one is gonna get more because it's blank separated. So now what I going to do here is I'm going to do that one and then pass this one to xargs command. Xargs command, and then I say, show me the output of the same field. And instead of one by columns, like without the xarg, you could see the output was showing in vertical one line at a time. If you want to just get it in xargs, you get it with the separator of a space here, and then each one of them is going to be on one line, the whole thing. And if I say, and just do a minus T for text, then it says the echo statement for all of them. Then it's going to say the default argument to display it is X echo. So what is that telling me? If I just do the same thing, and instead of this one without the minus T, it's not echo, it's not showing, but it's only showing the field name. But now if I say minus N, one is gonna just show those ones in vertical, one field at a time. You see that? And so if I change this 1 to 2, the number of fields that I want to show is 2 of them. And if I say it to 3, obviously it's going to show 3. And then the more you show, let's say I show 7 of them, and it's just fitting on the screen, so it doesn't go that many on that line. So each one of this says 7 users are there because minus N7. And if I do minus N5, 5, then it's going to show 5 of them. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Similarly, the other one similar. This one is because the words are a little bit longer, even though 7 field is still showing that one. So now you say, that's great. What can I do with that one? If I just want to use xarg, and you can also have the option of dash uppercase P for processor, and then you could run it one processor at a time. Process, not processor. So, or 2 or 3 or something that you could just do that. But what is useful about xarg is that, so this argument that is coming here, I could also say, and instead of, let's say this one is much longer, then just I could do a cut statement, cut minus D, and then the delimiter is minus colon and minus field 1. That would do the same thing. So, and also like I did the colon, that one, by default it is space. If you just do minus colon, minus D colon, that is also giving you that information. And let's say I go on field 2, that's whatever is that field is, there is a placeholder for the password, and then that's in there. But notice that awk, the nice thing about awk is that you could do this command and you could say dash, not dash, number of fields. Show me the number of fields on it, and each of them shows the number of fields. So if I just say like this, notice that it says every entry has 7 fields. So if I just don't do $, I could just get the name of the file. I mean, that's fine, $1 or $2, it doesn't matter. And now I can do also the number of comma, number of lines, how many are there. So for each of the lines that I could do, and number of lines, and then also comma $1. And then you can see that it is there for 7. So why is it not showing number of lines? Let me see if number of fields, line number, I believe it is ln, number of lines, number of lines. Yeah, and R, not the number of rows. How many rows are there? So and R is the field. So they're all together for the 2 lines. And if I say something like this, and I control C out of it, say, so this is giving me number of rows. I could say word count minus L etc password. You can see it's 42 lines. And then if I say cat minus N etc password, this also shows you 42 lines there. But notice the number of fields and other ones. When you did that with the awk, you could see that information. So at this time, if I just want to say something with that password file, let's just say only show me the $0, $1, which is the users. And then I want to just do something like to do with that one with xarg. So xargs has this parameter called minus uppercase I, which is a stand for a string placeholder. And the placeholder, you could normally use the braces, but you could use anything that you want to use it. Now, if I say just echo, for example, and then I could say /home/ dollar sign, not dollar sign. In this case, I just need to do the placeholder. And then that would just do that echo for that user. If you want to add that one to some accounts or do a ls minus l d on it or something, you could do that one. So xorg is very useful there. Let's just make a directory here. I'm on this directory. I'm going to say make dir, call it demo. So demo already exists in uppercase. I'm going to make a directory lowercase demo. So I'm going to go to demo directory and it's empty. So I'm going to create a file here. Let's just create some files here randomly, make directories or something. You can use for statement, you can use a find command, you can copy files and to this directory. You can do the while loop, or you can for loop, and a number of things. Let's just create some of them with xorg and sequence command. So the simplest way is that if you do sequence of 5, it will just generate 5 numbers here. And then if you just pass on this one to say, okay, 5 is sequence, and if I do it with xorgs, it's going to print it not vertically, horizontally, that there. But if I wanted then vertically a number of 1, obviously it's going to go back to what sequence was doing it. So if I do it 2 of them at a time, you can see the difference. Now, if this number was 6, then I would have, sorry, if this was number 6, I would have even numbers showing on each row. So that is important, but now what am I showing you here? So let's say I am going to just echo those ones for that one. And then instead of the 6, let's make it 10 of them. 10 of them. And then I could just say, use the export to say the placeholder string, and I say echo placeholder number colon hello world. So this is like displaying hello world from 1 to 10, right? At the same time, notice the way you did it. You could also do a for statement, say for num and sequence. You could put the sequence number here, sequence of 10. You could say colon and do, and then and all you have to do is echo within the code. You say percentage num. The syntax is going to be a little bit different, but it's going to say exactly the same wording that you wanted to say. Hello world, and then close it, and then done. And how simple is that, right? The for statement, we used it, but then the other example we did here is xorg. So now if I just replace that command here, with instead of echo, I'm going to say, don't do echo, let's just xorg with this one and then make directories from 1 to something, right? To 10. So I'm going to say make dir and then say and their name, let's call it dir, that's good enough, dir 1 through dir 10. And then that's about it. You just say, or you're saying is just generate the 1 through 10, then have the placeholder, which is this, then add the make dir, and then followed by that. And so you press enter. Now, if you do ls minus ld, those directories got created. And then if you just say, well, that is great, can I touch files and those directories? Yes, you can. But let's just remove them. How do you remove them? You run this command again here, and instead of make dir, you just say rmdir. Remove dir, now it's gone with xorg. And then you say, well, this is great. How about I just touch some files, and instead of this one, say make this, I say touch test this number.txt. So we create those files we call test 1 through 10.txt. And then you say, well, that's great. Can I just move the name and then back up each file of them with dot back? Then you could say, for example, ls minus ld store.txt. You have all the list here, and then you could say awk print $9. I mean, I'm just thinking that how fast you could just get those information. There's many ways you can do different commands, shorter and other ones, but I'm just showing you like a need for cutting the file name and everything. So now let's say I say cut minus d colon and then minus f1. So now notice I get the minus cut minus d. Let's see why the cut did not work. Cut minus d f1. So this one it did supposed to give me the name, and then I say okay. So the reason cut did not work on it because it's not part of the xargs. So when I want to do this one, I could have done like this while read var and then say do and say cut minus d colon um, minus f1, and then right here I could have done echo and then do a cut in there and then just say done. And now the names did not show up. Why? Because echo did not have the variable name. $var has to have it, and now you have the name. But it's still the cut minus d colon did not work. So the best thing to do is to just pass on xargs here. So how you do that? You say xargs and then xargs, and then after that one you could say cut minus d colon minus f1. And then now we are not writing it anywhere, so it is not displayed on the screen. I could have say xarg minus t followed by the argument, and those arguments are showing there. So let me just think of it another way. It's better in this case. So first of all, it's this directory. Let me backtrack a little bit to make sure that I'm just making up things and I just have a good scenario of what I want to do. If I just want to show only this file name, the best thing in this one is say the find dot minus name and say star. I told you that you can run it many ways, right? You could get it like that and then say, okay, that is there, but can I just do minus exact and then cut minus D separated by colon and then minus field 1. Let's say field 1 is the first dot or not. And then, yeah, cut minus, oh, sorry. And then brace started, then semicolon, and then there's a double quote here. You should have started. Now that one was there. So let's go field 2. And then field 2 is not showing either. And field 3. Okay. So there's something different here. If I just say let's minus cell, I'm gonna do the aqua combination with wild read bar, and say let's minus cell star dot fixed. That will give me, and then I say up print $9. That give me the file name. Now I need to say while read var do. I'm gonna say file name. Let's say file name is equal, and then say echo $$ var, and then fact minus D, and then colon minus F1, and then backtick. So I just put the variable name test1 dot something. So now if I say echo working on $$ var $$ var $$ now, and then I'm gonna say echo $ field name. That would just show test1 without the extension until test 10. And then I say copy $$ var to $ fn file name dot back. So whatever is the name of the file, I still have it on the var, and then what I need to do is get rid of the extension so I can add the dot back in it, and then say done. And then now it showed exactly what I was working on. Now I have for each file a dot back extension. So if I say start dot back, you can see that those files and start dot text are those files. So for each file we have it on the dot back. And then now if I just say, let's get rid of the dot back with using xarg. I mean, I could use xarg fine or wild read. All of those ones are interchangeably. Sometimes xarg and wild read are faster than doing it with fine. But then if you want to delete it with dash delete option, with fine is really fast. So let's just make a copy of this demo. Actually, I could regenerate it, doesn't matter. So I'm going to just say do a find dot minus name star dot back, and then the fastest way to delete this one, I could just say dash delete, and then that would delete all of the dot back. Now only have those ones. So that dash delete, when you create it like this, the file while read this one will create it. Last time we did create it. Now if I just want to do a time on it with that dash delete, you could say run the time command, and then you could see that it took very, very small 0.04 second. So now I'm going to generate that file again, and this time delete it with xargs, because people say that when you run the find, it is with the dash exact, it's going to take long, and I will prove it to you. Yes, it takes long on that one. Let me just we deleted it this way, so we want to time it, and you can see it's 005. So now we're going to create the file again. This time we're going to delete it with dash exact. we're gonna say dash exec and then RM and then this and then this. Now look at that, and instead of 0.05, it is 0.37, because this one spawns on sub processes and then it run the RM command separate. The other one, dash delete, was already finding what was in the buffer and delete it. And then xarg is doing similar to dash delete. That's why xarg is going to be faster. Watch, I'm going to do the same file here, and then this time I'm going to not do RM. I'm going to say xargs and then RM. I could force it with dash F to do it. Or I could just do this one because there's no file with the spaces, so I don't have to worry about print zero or print null kind of things. So now you see the 0.10. So it was a little bit better than the 0.37. 37 versus 0.10, but the other one was 0.02, the wild read. I mean the dash delete option, and then that one was way faster than this. So if you say the dash delete, that's faster than the wild read. But when you do it with thousands of files, obviously this changes. Notice that if I do the same thing with more than some files, right here we did the commands with those money that we created, but if we do it with thousands of it, obviously it is going to be different. So let's do it with thousands of files or hundreds of thousands, doesn't matter. So how you do that one, you just say sequence, and then let's say 1,000 is fine, or 10,000, just make it 10,000, and we say xargs and then dash I, and I have a placeholder and say patch test dot the name of the file. That's all it is there. Notice that sequence that file gets created, it is 1,000 files. This is still a little bit time consuming. So we could do a for statement with 1 to 1,000 and do that one, or while statement. Programming, when you're testing it, you have to test apple and apple. You cannot just say, well, xarg is just almost like a wild read. The argument is just internally, it does get the parameter and then compute that one. But notice how long it took that one to create 1,000 files, dash 1,000 files here. If I say this one and see word count on it is about 1,011, obviously because there was other files that we had already with .text extension. So if I say remove all the .text extension, then now we have a word count minus L is about 1,001 files, including the main directory that is dot. So if I just do this one with that xarg and then do, let's say on this one, I say search for test, and then star. So all of those ones, and then if I do this one and time it, notice that RM of xarg, it took 107, and there's no file here. But the last, just this time, I'm going to do the sequence command with xarg, and then I'm also going to time that one because it took a while just to create it in there. So you can see the way this is going, and then I could just do a for statement to generate that many files between 1 to 1,000 with test and time that one, or a while statement, or do until or something, right? So there's a lot of ways you can do the same work, but the option of deleting it, obviously, between the xargs and other ones, depending on which argument you're using it. Notice it took much longer, 32 seconds and millisecond or whatever that amount is. And real time is about 32 millisecond, 0.184 second. So the other one is way, I mean, that's not deletion, that's just creation. So if I just do this one similar to this and say time, and then say for I, and then is my I is the variable that I want to do, and you could just say and using sequence, or you could use this dollar sign and then use the sequence of 1,000 here. That is 10,000 actually, not 1,000. So that's important. And then you say do and say touch test dot dollar sign I. So we're gonna create that one, but notice we have not deleted that other file, so it's gonna say the same file already exists. But if I just say I plus one or something expression, it wouldn't be fair. One of them we just add or multiply or something, the other one we just don't. So let's Control C out of this one and then remove that one first. And then the time was 32 seconds. So if I do the deletion here, let's do the deletion with xargs. So the name of the file were called test something, test.start. And then we say delete it, and notice it was very fast, 1.69, and they're all gone. So now if I say time for I and dollar sign sequence of 10,000, do touch test dot dollar sign I, and then done. This is going to just give us a time. And the other one with xarg created 1,000 files with within 32 second point something, 1.184, and then this one might take longer because of the way the programs that are in binary, they're already optimized certain things that are there. This is running inside a bash, and this one is also running inside a bash, but it was there. So it was like very, very slight difference. And instead of 32, it's 33, but the other one was 146, and this one's 0.40. 406. So it's like 1 second or longer. So that is how that file tells you. And then if I just do the removal, fit is 169. If I just do the same removal with a while read and time it, we could do it, or let's do it with instead of arc, let's do time this one and then say minus exact RM minus RM itself. This one is gonna take longer than the xarg. And the reason is that you're passing it to an exec, which is sub shell or sub processes that spawns off on top of that one and takes an argument. Then each one of them is removing it and goes through and this braces. That means like a loop. Until that data is there, just keep removing it. So that checking is a little bit overhead, and the time performance is there. But xarg is also your friend, and also the variable declaration. And this one, it took 0.31, almost close to the way we created it. But the dash delete option was way faster. Dash delete and then with xarg. So let me just do another file here. Another useful of commands with the find in xarg is using print 0 or null. So if I just have no files here and I touch a file, say within this, say this is a large file name. Long file name, let's call it long file name. So notice that they're separated by space, right? So if I just, sorry, I wrote that one, I meant to do that single quote here. So the file got created, but notice it has a spaces there. In order for me to do a find command on this one, say find.name, and I say any files listed, sorry, I have to do same single coding. So it shows that the file is there, but then it is just adding spaces here as the file name. So print statement here, if I say the regular print statement, it will show it like that. But if I say print 0 and find, it will just replaces the blank spaces to a null terminator. So the new line is also removed. So now you have this kind of file name, right? And then in order for me to pass on this to xarg command, xarg also has an option of -0, similarly for the null terminator. So you can see the actual file name the way it is there. And if I just say -t, for the display it, it says echo and then the name of the file name. So at this time, if I just want to say instead of a star, I want to get exact file name and say star this and then a star. Now I only have that one. I don't see the parent directory there. Now I have that one. I can just say, okay, remove it. And instead of -t, I could say rm on it, and then just delete that file now. It's gone. So that's one way to get rid of blank files correctly in there. And then you can also do a list of files here. Let's say I'll go to the demo, clear screen. Here I could just, what is useful of xarg is that you can run multiple commands with xarg and manipulate certain things. So look, for example, let's say I create some files here, say sequence of 5 of them, and then I say xarg and then -I, uppercase I, the placeholder I could say y, it doesn't matter. And then as long as I use the same placeholder y, whether you use braces or something, then that will be there. So I'm going to say test dot that. And now xargs, I missed the S. You have to make sure that you type it correctly. So the files are created 1 through 5, test and this. And then at the same time, I could say, well, now you did this one, so run a command on this one for those files and say, for example, ls-ld and then test.yyy and the test.yyy. So the placeholder is going to just do that one, but what happened here? Test LD clear screen. So the patch is not the right command here. I just only need ls-ld to list it. Tag was a leftover from previous command. So when you do yyy, so this yyy could be xxx or could be braces or anything, whatever you use as placeholder, make sure you use it here too. So the other thing is important with the xarg. So now I did this one. What if I just, instead of this one, I say, let's say, on that one, I have it, let me just say, make dir one dot dir dot that now. So I created the dir 1 through dir 4. Now, if I want to move each file from test1 inside of dir 1, how do I do that one with xarg? So let's do this one. It says that for each of the directories, since we have the argument and braces, they say move test dot and this inside dir dot this, and then put a dot here. And now the file says already exists. Let's see what is the move command just created. So some typo is there. Let me just see rm dir move. So now this is what it was. Let's go back to the command. Yeah, the make dir, it was left over again. So now this time it did it correctly. because we're saying move test.1 to dir.1, move test.5 to dir.5. And now the files are inside the dir one through whatever. You can do ls minus ld dir.start, and you will see all of the dir content. If you want to see uh, content of it minus uppercase R, and each one of them is going to show this. You can also do the same thing with xarg. So instead of that move command, you could just say for each of the directory ls minus L, and then the name of the directory, which is dir uh, dir this. That would show whatever is the name of the directory, dir dot. And so I have to put the dot here. That is the directory, and then you get a list of it. But if you, that's the content of it. If you don't want to see the actual content of it, you only want to see the file name, you put this. Also, you could do like this to say ls, this is gonna give you this. If I say ls and then put the xargs ls here, it will just show me the content of it. Because in each of the directory, you're saying that when ls is giving you this, this becomes the xargs. So when you say xarg, it is going to look at the dir1 first, then run the ls command inside that one. As if you're saying that ls dir.1 followed by ls dir.2. So it is like a wild read argument. So this is one way that you can accomplish that one. Another one is say ls, and then you say ls is gonna give you this. You could say ls, and then you could say each one of them are a file name, right? Xargs, and then that will give you the list of them also there. With if you want to just get it there with the spaces, and then you could say minus ls back again, you will get the file name. So there's a number of ways you can just get that information. Another way, if you want to get it within the while read var, you could say ls minus L here, and then pipe that one to awk print awk, and then print $9. That would give you only the directory name. Then you could just notice there's a space here, and that is because of this total. So if I just want to get that to see that one, I could say don't show me the space. I have to say grep minus v, and then the word total. That one pipe this one, now I'm not having that space. So here I could say while read file name, and then say echo $ file name, and then at this time I could say ls minus L and $ file name, and then done. So for each one of them, I missed a do. And so right here, when I say awk this one while read var, right here, I have to do a do, a semicolon. That's what that one is. So let's see why that one is giving a print $9 while read var. Yeah, there's no this, and sorry, I have to rewrite it. It's just messed up with some thing. So the short form was up to right here. I'm gonna just so you get this one as the file name. Then you say while read file name, and then you say do, and then you do that command. So echo word $ file name first, and then say ls minus L $ file name, and done, and then you will see. For each one of them says the directory name, and then also this directory name and the content of it. So I hope you like this video, and if you need further information, go to the manxargs and then read it, or just go to my website and just get it from the browser. You don't need to run any Linux or Unix machine. You just come in here, type in xargs, and then I just generate it dynamically for you. As soon as you click on it, notice it gets created in a few seconds. And then these, again, this is some banner from not banner, some of the ads from Google that kicks in the front. So they want to just show their ads. You're welcome to support me by going to some of those ads also, see what interests you, and then if it interests you, you could take advantage of whatever offer they have by getting some discount as well. Okay, so please join our channel and then make sure that you subscribe at either the Farsi language that I have for Afghan girls that are not allowed to go to school after age 7. I mean after 7th grade. But this is not just for the 7th graders. This for college and high school, and everybody that are growing. Someday that youngsters are going to be the older generation. So everybody, when we learn, we are going to just keep learning. And then the same thing is the MyWebUniversity and MyWebUniversity in English. You're welcome to subscribe and join. Have a blessed day, and then whatever is left for Saturday night, it's almost 11:54 p.m. Pacific Standard Time in California. And then take care. God bless you all. Bye bye.